Hi guys, how are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. For those of you who are new, my name is Eva, and for those of you who are coming back, as always, thank you so much for coming back. Welcome to another MLM shit show. You asked and I delivered. For those of you who watched my IM Academy deep dive, it wasn't really a deep dive, it was just my very first video on IM Academy where we went through the income disclosure statement, a few videos about it, and I showed a little clip of a training of one of the top leader trainings, and I asked you guys, do you want to see the whole thing, because it's really long, it's like more than half an hour long, and a few of you commented saying that you would like to see the whole training. So here we are today, we're gonna go through it. I'm gonna try to keep my commentary like short but to the point, but we're gonna see how that's gonna go. Of course, before we start, take a look at the graph. If you've been enjoying my content, you know the drill. I would appreciate if you could like, subscribe, it would help me out a lot. Before we get into the actual training, let's just put a little usual disclaimer in here and let's get into it. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, why do I feel like my mic is never in the right place? You know, I've been doing videos for like a year now. I should know these things by now. But anyway, let's just start.
Chat if everybody can hear me. Everybody good? Perfect. All right, dope. I just need like 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. So last time I was with Millie, right? You know, we were at the Brooklyn Bridge. We had a nice, and we had massive breakthroughs, guys. You know, I'm not gonna go into the whole breakthrough that we had because there's a lot to explain. But you know, anytime I'm around this individual, right, she's vibrating so freaking high, and she's been able to change my life in ways that I could never imagine, right? I can never repay her for the ways that she's changed my life. Right now, she's an individual that's one of the top HFX educators in our company. She's also been able to build a team of hundreds and thousands.
I'm sorry, but this guy walking around with a towel on his shoulder when he realized, it was like, oh shit. Very professional, right? We're off to a great professional start. Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna try not to interrupt for too often, so let's keep going.
Thousands of people from all over the world. She's personally being mentored by Bob Proctor. Everybody drop a 7 in the chat box if you guys know who Bob Proctor is. Anybody know who Bob Proctor is? Drop a 7 if we know who Bob Proctor is. Okay, Millie Mills has actually been flown to Los Angeles to sit VIP front row with her husband, my brother Los, her daughter, who's one of the smartest individuals that you guys would ever meet, and herself for a VIP, all right, representation of being at Bob Proctor. Guys, I want you guys to understand, she manifested this. Everything that's happening in her life, she manifested, all right? Her being one of the top educators in our company, she manifested this, right? She being a leader for the women empowerment movement all over the world, not just here in the States, all over the world. She manifested this, okay? Everything that you guys see right now, she manifested it. And what I want you guys to understand is that she's going to come on this call and she's going to shift paradigms, okay? So I need everybody to sit back. Okay, I need everybody to grab a pen and paper and prepare yourself for what's about to happen on this call, right? Because anytime she jumps on, she changes paradigms. People cry, people come on these calls, and their life is never the same after this. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring up the myth, the legend herself, the queen of manifestation herself, Millie Mills. Sis, take it over. Thank you so much for doing this for me. I'm so grateful, sis. You know that whenever we link up, it's nothing but love, appreciation, and I'm just so grateful, sis. So let's shift some paradigms today. Mornings with Nano. It's been a while since you've been on here, and we miss you. And as you can see, we're already 1,800 deep, and I'm telling you, it's only gonna keep growing, sis. So you got to like about 9:57. I mean, not 9:57. You got about like 9:53 to run the call. So you got like a good 33 minutes. So run it, sis. Love you.
Awesome. Let's give it back to Nano. Love you too, Nano. It's an honor for me to actually be here with Mornings with Nano. Wow. Amazing. The love, the people. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. Listen, we're going to take 60 seconds to get this link up and running. Let everybody know what is happening right at this moment, because the information that I'm actually going to drop This morning is going to be next level. But let's go ahead and take 60 more seconds to go ahead and write on the chat and send on the chat, actually, what are you grateful for today? It's extremely important to start your morning. What are you grateful for? I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for God. I am grateful for waking up in the morning. I am grateful for my roof. I'm grateful for, you gotta be aware, ladies and gentlemen. You see, there's a lot of people who are just living by life. And they're not noticing how abundantly they are because they don't see what's in front of them. And that is the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know me, my name is Millie Mills, top HFX educator, also the queen of manifestation. My whole entire life, I was just blessed to have an imagination, right? And I will explain. Why do I say that? Because there's a lot of people who don't think, and that is the problem. The problem that people can't think, right, is the reason why there's a lot of people working for the man. And I will explain. You see, when you are working for someone, okay, your dreams diminish. Your dreams, whatever you think about, right, whatever you thought about when you was 5, 6, 7 years old, it starts decreasing. The frequency starts decreasing. So what happens is that when you...
Okay, she's gonna say this a lot, like your dreams that you had when you were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old are gonna diminish if you work for someone else. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Dreams of being an astronaut did not diminish when I started working for my current employer. Like, what? I get what she's trying to say, but this is not the best way of saying it. And I think this is the part that we've seen in the previous video, but I don't want to cut it out. We're just going to play the whole training from beginning to the end again. And by the way, I forgot to say the name of this video is The Science of Getting Rich. And as you heard, they call this woman the queen of manifestation. So all the success in her life, she has manifested it all. I blind react to most of the things, but I heard some parts of it. I have a feeling that this lady is a little bit unhinged, so buckle up and let's keep going.
Activate that imagination. When you activate that monster, that's when things start shifting in your life, ladies and gentlemen. And today, this morning, we are going to help you how to activate that imagination. Now, the first thing you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you activate the motor. All right? The motor is your belief system. If you don't believe in yourself, then who else is going to believe in you? You see, you can sell anything if you believe you can do it. All right? You can become a millionaire, right? A billionaire if you believe you can do it, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the reason why belief, activating the motor, is extremely, extremely important. After you activate the motor, this is where now you have a fuel. You have a fire in you. And that's when ideas starts popping up in your head. And you're like, wow, I'm thinking about this. Wow, I'm thinking about that. Maybe I can do this tomorrow. Maybe I can do this to get better at this, right? Amazing idea starts rising in your mind. You start seeing pictures in your mind. And that is what you can actually manifest in the real world. Now, we are brought up to actually feel, see, and touch things before we get to see it in the real life, ladies and gentlemen. So before we can actually understand that we can get something, we need to see it first. We need to touch it first. We need to smell it first. And no, ladies and gentlemen, it's the other way around. I want to let these 2,000 plus people on this AM Nanos would call, all right, understand that the fuel, the fire comes within inside. And when it's inside, you can release it outside. The energy doesn't come from the outside and then inside. It doesn't pour in. Energy doesn't pour in. Energy is poured out. So whatever you pour out to the universe, whatever you pour out to people is what you're going to get back. Now, this is something that I actually want to say to them. The power of the tongue. What are you saying every single day? You see, there's a lot of people who are subconsciously competent with things that they're saying and they're not even aware. They're not even aware they're walking a certain way. They're not even aware they're staring at someone a certain way. And why is that? Because we got programs in our minds that control our bodies. I want everyone to actually notice today. Today, notice how you talk, how you walk, how you're thinking, how you're looking at life. You see, how you look at life is how you're going to start living life. How your mind perceives things is how your results are going to be. So this is so important to understand these type of programs that we have in our minds in order for our lives to change. When I understood that, my life changed.
Okay, so are you saying that if somebody is homeless, if they start thinking and manifesting that they become a millionaire, they're gonna be a millionaire? All of a sudden, their life is gonna change and they're not gonna be homeless anymore and they're gonna be a billionaire? Is that how it works? Because I'm very confused. I feel like if that's how it works, if it was that easy, there would be no homeless people. There would be no sick people, because it's all in our minds, and whatever we manifest, that's how we're gonna live. And I just feel like this is so detached, it's so delusional, it's so ignorant to the people who are suffering and who are not blessed enough or lucky enough to be healthy and to be able to scam a lot of people and get to the top of an MLM, in my own opinion. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. Also, the amount of times that she said ladies and gentlemen, and I just feel like they're trying to obviously there's like more than 2,000 people on this call, which is insane in itself, but they're trying to make it sound really professional. So she's like, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. It just sounds so fake, like the guy walking around in a towel in the background as well in the beginning. It's kind of defeating this picture. This is very professional. But anyways, let's keep going. It's gonna get a lot more crazy.
I understood that power of the tongue, the power of the mind, the power of your belief system. That's when everything that I was spitting out of my mind, out of my mouth, was coming into reality in the physical world. Ladies and gentlemen, I literally only have like about 8 or 7 months as an HFX educator. I just started this journey and I have already impacted over 98K lives from all over the world. 98,000 lives from all over the world. And I only have about 7-8 months as an HFX educator. Do you think that's a coincidence? That's not a coincidence. That's because there's something that I am releasing out that these students need. It's not just only about the money. It's about the community. It's about the family. It's about how you make people or how you make a person feel. But how do you do that is by training your mind. Today, I'm actually going to give you guys a nice little training, right? Today, we're not going in and out with the bag, but today we're definitely going in and out with the bag in your mind. All right. I'm going to prep each and one of you today with this information that changed my whole entire life. As you can see, I have bamboo trees right over here, and I have my library right over here. Okay. I have my Bible, I have everything, right? I have my chakras. I have my rocks, everything vibrates, guys. Everything vibrates at a form of speed. Now, I want everyone over here to look at this circle right over here, okay? Look at the circle. Let this circle right over here represent your mind, okay? Not your brain, your mind. How does the mind really looks? Nobody knows how it looks. But we're going to give you a nice little...
Okay. Is it just me, or does this, like the gestures that she's making and the stuff that she's saying kind of reminds you of Ross in Friends and be like, unagi? I'm so sorry, but I find this so hard to take this seriously. It's super cringy. I just spit a little bit. It's super fake in my own opinion. And every time she says ladies and gentlemen, I just can't help but start laughing. So let's just keep going.
Description of how it looks, right? So let this circle right over here represent your mind. Now I'm going to go ahead and divide the mind into two, right? We have the top and we have the bottom, okay? Now let this part right over here represent your conscious mind, okay? And let this part at the bottom represent your subconscious mind. Now, what is the subconscious mind? What is the conscious mind? You see, Your conscious mind are your 5 antennas, right? Are your 5 antennas. Is what you see, what you touch, what you smell, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add 5 antennas. So smell, taste, see, touch, right? What's the other one? Smell, taste. I'm missing one more. Hear, right? You're hearing, okay? Now these 5 antennas are touching, are seeing things every single day. Every single day. You're hearing the news. Every single day. You're seeing things around you. Every single day. You're feeling things around you. You're activating your 5 senses. Every day they're activated. Every single nanosecond they're activated. Now,
okay, I just want to stop that there and say, kind of connect to what I just said before. There are people that were unfortunate enough to not have all the 5 of those. I mean, there are people who can't see or hear. How do you know that all the 2,000 people in this call don't have some of those disadvantages? She's forgetting about those who were not fortunate enough to have all the 5 senses. Antennas, should I say. But oh well, let's keep going, shall we?
Is the problem. Your subconscious mind is the emotional part of your mind. The emotional part of your mind. This is where you have all of these programs. All of these programs. And I will explain what is a program. Okay? So we have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious mind, and then we have the body at the bottom, okay? Now, I want everyone on this call, okay, to think about when you was 5 years old. 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, okay? Now we're gonna get deep here, guys, okay? I want you to think about when you was 5, 6, 7 years old, 8 years old. What was around you when you was 5, 6, 7 years old? What was around you, right? How were your parents living, right? Your cousins, your friends, maybe you didn't have a dad, maybe you didn't have a mom, maybe something drastic happened, maybe, I don't know, whatever you went through when you was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I want you guys to think about this real quick. Because if you don't release this program that is embedded in your subconscious mind, you will always, always be attached to that emotion. You got to let it go. You have to let it go. You see, meanwhile, life is going on and your 5 senses are catching to what's happening right now. In your subconscious mind, there's another world. You're living 2 worlds. You're living 2 worlds. The first world is the present world, which is everything entering your conscious mind, and your subconscious mind is the world that you live in the past. The world that you live in the past. What did you live in the past? What are the trauma? Did someone bully you? Like what you went through that is still haunting you. You see, there's things in life that I went through that they're still haunting me. They're still haunting me. But you know what? I'm aware of it and I have the tools for it. And now I can battle them. There's people that don't know and don't have the tools for it, and they forever feel like they're dying. They feel like they're dying. And that's why the power of awareness is extremely important to be aware. This call, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to open a lot of eyes. So I hope you guys are ready for this. Go ahead and put that eye emoji on the chat. Let's go. And let's.
Oh my God. Okay. This lady is a lot. It's just like, what are you saying? You're saying, did you have a tragedy in your childhood, like loss of a parent or something, or someone bullied you, but you're not aware that that's a trauma? People are not aware that it's a trauma, and they're just living life without realizing that obviously losing a parent or being bullied every single day is a trauma. What? Of course people know it's a fucking trauma. It's a trauma. It's traumatic, especially if you lost someone. I lost my train of thought. I wanted to say something. but I lost it. I think I mentioned this before in one of my previous videos. I was bullied every single day when I was a kid, like throughout elementary and middle school, even in high school, a little bit. I was an easy target. Yes, it's traumatic. Yes, it's still haunting me, but I was always aware that it's not a good thing that I'm living through, and I was always aware that this is something that affected my confidence. Most people are aware, especially, like I said, if they lose someone, they know that this is a big trauma and tragedy they're gonna have to live with their whole lives. Is she saying if you lost a parent, you should just let it go? How can you let it go? You can't let go losing your parent. Like, what are you talking about, lady? You should always remember your parents. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, time heals, and over time it'll become a little bit easier, but it's always gonna be there, that emptiness that you lose when you lose a family member. I get it, what she was trying to say, but again, the way she chose to say it, she's trying to get really deep and like emotional and really get into people, but it's really not doing anything for me, and I really hope it didn't do anything for the 2,000 people on this call. But yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, I know there are people that would fall for these kind of things, but it's just such bullshit. Let's keep going.
Get this call to 2.2 because the information that I'm dropping is next level, guys. Now watch this. Now we have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious mind. Now everything that enters the ears, the eyes, the mouth, the nose goes in the conscious mind. You have the ability to accept or reject. You have the ability to accept or reject the information that you see, feel, hear, taste, smell. Whatever is around you, you have the ability to accept it or reject it. And that's the good news. Now watch this. This is the problem. They say that when a baby is 3, 4, 5 years old, their minds are wide open. Why do you think the mind is wide open? Why do you think? Because they yet don't have programs in their mind. So they're like a sponge, right? And they're 3, they're 2, they're 4, they're 5, they're 6, they're 7. Then when you start growing, right? This line in the middle starts separating the conscious and the subconscious mind. And this is where there's a blockage right in the middle. And now everything that you went through starts piling out at the bottom. All these programs, all this trauma, all this bad experience, all this good experience as well, right? Now in the middle, you have the ability to accept or reject it. Now the problem is that we're 30 years old, we're 27 years old, we're 35 years old, we're 40 years old, and we have a baby's mind. You know why? Because we don't have the line in the middle. We accept everything we see. We accept everything we hear. We accept everything we say. We accept everything. And that's the problem. That's why you have anxiety. That's why you are depressed. That's why you take things personal, because your mind is wide open like a baby. Think about this real quick. Your mind is wide open. You're a sponge. You don't know how to close.
Okay, is she really saying, oh my god, you know, when they tackle into depression and stuff like that, it really triggers me. I didn't hear this part last night when I was screen recording it, but like, is she actually saying that you are depressed because your mind is too open? You're depressed because you're like a fucking baby. Seriously. So what if you just close your mind, reject all the negativity, that's going to cure your depression? That's not why people are depressed, lady. Look into it. It's a lot more deeper than that. And again, if it was this easy, there would be no depressed people, no sad people. Everyone would be rich and billionaires if it was this easy. And this is just such a good example of a very privileged person who is so detached and so ignorant. The lady's starting to piss me off now, but let's keep going. We're only like halfway there.
Close your mind. You don't know how to reject. And that's the problem. We have 24-year-olds, we have 25, 23 years old, we have 30, 35, 40, 50-year-olds here on the call, still with an open mind, like a baby, like a sponge, accepting everything. Oh my God, I cannot pay the bills. Oh my God, this happened. Oh my God, that happened. You're not taking control of your mind. The world around you, guys and ladies, is controlling you. That's the problem. The world around you is controlling you. And when I started this call, what did I say? I say, you release from the inside out, not from the outside in. The second energy from the outside comes in, any energy, and controls you, is over. It's over. It's over. You're going to start getting palpitations. You're going to start getting headaches. You're going to start feeling depressed on rainy days. You're going to start feeling anxiety. You're going to start getting bipolar all of a sudden. You're going to start, you're going to feel like you need alcohol. You're going to feel like you need to smoke. You're going to feel like you need to do something because you need something to distract you. Guys, this is real. Now watch this. Now, the outside world is controlling majority of people because their minds are wide open like a baby. But the question is, how can we learn how to reject? How can we learn how to reject? This is the powerful part. Now, with all this information from the outside world, which is called the physical world, okay? Everything that comes from the outside is called the physical world. All of this, Lamborghinis, nice watches, mansions, lifestyle, all these things are just physical world. Why you think a lot of people who have those things sometimes commit suicide? Think about it. Why? Because they're empty inside. They are living from the physical world. They're not living from the spiritual world. Now watch this. Now, the physical world controls you. Everything that comes inside, that enters your mind, right? You have the ability to accept or reject it. Then what happens? What happens when you accept all those informations? Everything. You're like a baby. You're like a sponge, right? You're like a sponge, right? So you are accepting all this. Now, guess what? It travels from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, and now it travels to your body. Viruses.
Can I just say, like, how many times did she say you are like a baby and you're like a sponge? Accept and reject, and ladies and gentlemen. Again, at first she said a baby has an open mind from 3 to 5, and you're no longer a baby when you're like 4 or 5. Then later on she also said 6 and 7, that's also not a baby at that age. The babies have an open mind and they're like a sponge, but then all of a sudden people are also like a baby and a sponge when they're 25 to 30. So it's like, I feel like she's trying to throw like this smart information, sound really smart and educated, but I feel like she doesn't know what she's actually talking about. But that's just my own opinion. You can let me know down below what you think. But so far, this is just a lot of bullshit that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But again, that's just my opinion. Let's keep going.
Travels to your body. This is where now you fall into a major depression. Okay, you fall into major depression, stress out, anxiety, you want to commit suicide, all these negative things that your body is vibrating on is just viruses. If it doesn't feel good, it doesn't come from a good place. Remember that. I want everyone on this call, every time you don't feel good, ask yourself, say to yourself, I don't feel good right now. you got to be aware of what made you feel like that. Because something in the outside made you feel like that. Something in your paradigms it is making you feel like that, and it will always make you feel like that until you don't burn it. You see, you got to face that demon. You got to face that demon. Whatever it is, it's like the matrix code. You got to clear those little demons, those little viruses, little by little. Just be aware, baby. Now watch this. The way we're going to be aware now is understanding, now that we know the physical world, everything that haunts us every single day, even when we're having fun too. Even when we're having fun, right? Everything enters like a baby. We're like babies, right? Now watch this. The spiritual world. Let's go ahead and put over here, spiritual world. What is the spiritual world? The spiritual world is the inside, what comes from the inside out. You see, when you are in control of the spiritual world, you're in control of everything. Nothing will bother you. I'm telling you. And there's going to be a lot of spirits around you, which is people, right, who are going to feel weird around you because you're so centered. You know your ground, you know your spirit. And when you know that, a lot of things can happen because you are a magnet. Now watch this. Your body is where everything flows out, and that is your belief system. Body, be, belief. Your motor, right? You have a motor. You see, a car without a motor cannot run, right? A car without a motor cannot run. Most of your motors are dead. So that's the reason why you're not running. And today, I'm going to show you how to activate that. Now, the first thing that I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is introduce you to a book that changed my life. Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich, guys. This book right here. How you can activate your belief system is by applying knowledge.
This is just all over the place because she literally just said depression, anxiety, even committing the S word. It's all because you're like a baby and you're too sensitive. Are you fucking serious? Like, way to disregard and dismiss other people's opinions. And like I said before, this just proves this is a very privileged individual who has probably never bottled anything in her life. I might be wrong, but I feel like someone who went through shit, actual tough shit in their life, traumatic shit as well, would not be speaking like this. And I feel so sad for the people who are listening to this bullshit and who are actually buying it and who actually believe that what she's saying makes sense. This is just insane. And I'm really, really pissed off, but I'm doing my best to keep it cool, calm, and collected. So let's keep going.
There's a lot of people who read books, who listen to audios, but they won't apply. Applied knowledge is not knowledge. You got to apply it and you got to take the action. You see, you got the 2 A's, right? I wasn't an A student. I was a double A student, right? Double A student. What does that mean? Apply knowledge, action, A, right? So you want to apply it. You want to take the action, right? Applying is taking the first step. Taking the action is running with it and applying it every single day. Action and applying it, action and applying it. Think and Grow Rich, that was the first book that changed my life. The first 3 chapters on that book, mind blown, mind blown. After I read this book right here, that's when I actually decided to take that flight to see Bob Proctor. By myself, I left my kids behind, I left my husband behind and everything. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Like, I have to. Like, there's something in my body that is demanding me to. It was just something about this book. I'm telling you, if you read this, you're going to have different breakthroughs. Okay. So the way we're going to activate these belief system is by reading books, by saying to yourself affirmations. I am powerful. I am like, people think this is nonsense, but it's not nonsense, because what's coming out of your mouth every single day is nonsense. And that's what you're not aware of. Guys, let me repeat that again. A lot of people think, oh, I am this, I am, why do I have to say the I ams? I am. That's nonsense. what's coming out of your mouth daily is nonsense. And that's the reason why you got the results you have. So if you don't like your results, then you gotta.
Can I just say, you unhinged lady, what's coming out of your mouth throughout this whole training is nonsense. What's coming out of your mouth? Wow, so rude, so obnoxiously rude, arrogant, and privileged, in my opinion, is this woman. Oh my God.
You have to try something else, and you have to believe that it's going to happen. Right? You see, we don't got to believe the things that are happening now because it's already programmed into our subconscious mind. But now we got to reprogram that and believe now, right? Believe that now we can change the results by doing something else. And by doing something else is by saying, I am this, I am a millionaire, I am confident, I am happy, right? Also, ask the universe, affirmations. Why am I a millionaire? Why am I a chairman 25? Why am I the top HFX educator? Why am I so happy today? Why am I impacting over 1 million lives? Why? Ask the universe. The universe is going to start answering you little by little, little by little. Now, God actually just planted something in my mind. I don't know who needs to hear this, but there are people who are whining a lot. Okay, there's something that God planted me in my mind right now. There are people who are whining a lot and saying, oh, I don't have this, oh, I could do better, or this, or that, or this, or that. Like, they're never satisfied. Guess what? God is on his work already. And he loves you. And guess what? The power of the tongue. You keep saying these negative things. And guess what? He still forgives you. He still forgives you. Because you're saying all these things, and he understands that you're just affected by the physical world, he still loves you. And he's on work right now. He's on work mode. And you don't even know. And he's moving funny. And you're moving funny. But you don't realize it. Because you can't see the unknown. Only he can see the unknown. And that's the problem. A lot of people's belief systems are shut down. A lot of people without faith on this call as well. That's the reason why every single day you feel the same way you feel. Every single year you have the same results. And we're not talking about results of millionaires here. We're talking about you, who you are, how you feel every day. Do you like how you feel every day? Do you like how you talk to people every day? Do you feel happy? Do you feel like you're living your full potential? Like, guys, I need you ladies and gentlemen to really, I don't know what you believe in, but you need to believe in something. You need to believe in something, guys. I'm not here to talk about religion. I'm not here. No. You need to believe there's a high power. You see, we are the only human being in the whole entire world that can think. Animals cannot think. Rabbits cannot think. Birds cannot think. They cannot think. Think and grow rich. Think, activating your imagination. Think and grow rich. You're activating your imagination. We are the only human being in the whole entire world that can think, that can create. Someone created this. Someone created Think and Grow Rich. Someone created this. Someone created a human. Who created human beings? Who created human beings? Who created this knowledge, this mind? Who created that mind? I want you guys to really think about this with me right now. Who created language? Who created sounds? Who created the system to give birth? Who created the man to have sperm and actually give the sex to the female, which is female or male? Who created that? Who created that? I want you all to close your eyes and I want you just to think. Who created that thought? Who created you to think? Think about it. Can a dog do that? Can a bird do that? They can't think. They're just going by life. They're going by frequencies. We are the creator of life. The creator created us with his image. We are the creator. Do you understand what that means? We are vibrating in a high frequency where if we activate our imagination and our motor, we can have anything we want in the world because the universe is unlimited. The world is unlimited, ladies and gentlemen. So stop putting lids on top of your head. The world is unlimited. That's why you gotta show more love. That's why you gotta smile more. That's why you got a purpose. That's why today you need to transform your life. Today you gotta say to yourself, I am transformed. I am transformed.
Can we just appreciate how unhinged this got, from starting off very calmly, calling everyone ladies and gentlemen, to yelling, insulting them, being super rude while still calling them ladies and gentlemen. It's like, what are you doing? This is so rude, so out of line. I truly hope that at least a couple hundred people dropped out of the call when she started yelling at everyone. But let's finish this off. This is weird.
Who created you? Think about it. How can you actually invent things? How can you think things? How can you have ideas? How ideas just pop up in your mind out of nowhere? Think about it. How can you think? Do you understand that when you think, it's a force that is coming, is flowing from the outside in your mind? Who created that? I want you guys to really think about that. That is so important. I promise you that when you do kind of start realizing, right, these little things that are happening in your mind and in your life, you're going to start believing in something. You're going to start believing like, hey, you know what? I feel this force. Like today, I didn't want to wake up in the morning, but for some reason I'm up, but I needed to hear this message, right? You're going to start doing things that you've never done before. And you're going to start smiling, right? Your ideas, you're going to start taking actions, right? You're going to start applying it. Right? And that's what you all call spiritual world. When you are finally inside ground, right? When you know what bothers you, right? When you know what to reject, right? When you start saying affirmation, when you start believing in yourself, right? When you know that even when it gets harder, that's when you got to go harder. When it gets harder, that's when you got to go harder. God is testing a lot of you. You're being tested right at this moment. Every single day, your mind is battling you. Every single day, your mind is battling you. Every time you're about to do something good, something always bad happens. It used to happen to me every time I was traveling. My kids would get sick and everything, would get diarrhea and start throwing up a day before I travel. Think about that. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. But I want everyone on this call, all right, to face those energies. I want you to face those energies. And you know what that energy is going to do? He or she is an energy, right? Is an energy. I want you guys to face that energy that is always trying to stop you. And I'm not going to say the word because it might scare people. But I want you guys and ladies to face those energies that is pulling you down. I want you guys to face those energies, right? That are constantly appearing in your mind every time you're about to do something productive. Because that energy wants to keep you there. That energy is your comfort zone. That energy is going to bury you. You see, you don't stay in one place, guys. Let me end it just like this. You don't stay in one place. All right? You don't stay in one place. I don't care how much money you're making or whatever you're doing. You don't stay in one zone. It's either you're slowly dying or you're slowly growing. Dying, growing. Which one? You're never here. You're never in one spot. I was brought up to think that I was in one spot. I wasn't realizing that I was dying little by little until I realized when I got bigger, when I got older, when I became a mom, where now all this stress and anxiety was kicking me, right? I was only earning like maybe 39K a year. And guess what? This is where people say, oh, I'm not happy, I'm tired. And this is where depression kicks in. And this is where you start getting old. And this is where all the years start, going on top of you and everything. And this is where now you get sick. You're never in the same zone, ladies and gentlemen. It's either you're dying or you're evolving. And the way you can evolve is by doing things you never, ever, ever done before. Continue reading, continue listening to affirmation, ladies and gentlemen. And it was an honor for me to be here today. I don't know who needed to hear this message, right? I literally just only slept like, I think it was like 5 hours, but something told me to get up, to get on this call. I just want to say I'm super happy and grateful for Nano, super happy and grateful for my team. I'm super happy and grateful for everyone on this call. Not sure who needed to hear this. I'm super happy and grateful for Jasmine for actually plugging me here on this call, because she knows. So for that being said, ladies and gentlemen, love you all. And I hope everyone has a beautiful, beautiful phenomenal.
Oh my God. Oh my dear Lord. What does one even say to all this? This was really insane. I've been recording for almost an hour. This was a really long one, but this was a lot. So if I forgot to comment on something, please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this. I think this is one of the craziest trainings that I've ever seen. I'm gonna wrap that up here. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I really appreciate your support. Please click that like and subscribe button. It would really help me out a lot, and I appreciate all of you guys' support. If you're not coming from my social media, feel free to check me out. I'm gonna link my Instagram down below in the description box, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.